first, what I really loved, how he talked about why don't we have joy? Why can't politics and campaigning actually involve joy? And that hit me. Like, why can't be joy? This stuff here, actual news, can be joyful. Yeah, we're gonna have sad news, we're gonna have troublesome news, but altogether, why can't we have joy? Why are we so negative and really, pooping on our country, which is pretty great? Okay, so listen to Tim Walz.
Came down a gold escalator. They've tried to tell you that this can't be joyful, this can't be fun, this can't be hopeful, this can't be positive about the future. Well, we reject that, and it took Kamala Harris to come onto the scene to tell us this is a joyful thing we're doing. This is hopeful.
What I love is that he constantly drives it home, right? He's constantly zhuzhing up the crowd and then bringing up Kamala Harris, and then bringing her up. Like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Now she will be responsible for doing it. I love it. I love it. All of it. I really do. Now, the second video is he's describing what Trump did, right? First, he said, look, he promised a lot, did a little. But then what he did promise to billionaires, right, and those Mar-a-Lago friends, he certainly did satisfy their desires. Listen to Tim Walz.
Do it, and he kept his word. He said, with a bunch of his rich friends, he goes, you're super rich, these folks down in Mar-a-Lago, and I'm going to cut your taxes. He did that. He did that. And the third thing he did, he wasn't quite so honest about, because he told us he wasn't going to do it. He installed 3 Supreme Court justices who took away our right to control our own bodies. He did all that before he tried to violently overthrow our democratic government, too, by the way. In an election that he got his butt whipped fair and square and lost. It's that simple.
Which he, by the way, started admitting, which kind of like confuses the court cases, right? He also spoke about the shooting, the unfortunate, horrendous shooting in Georgia at a high school. And he said, listen, him as a teacher, former teacher, he was looking forward to starting a new year. It was a period of hope, right? You're starting something new, you're meeting new kids and teachers, and especially the first weeks. That's where you sort of are the most excited about seeing each other. And then he spoke about his son, Gus, that he's going to high school. And so those kids, 14-year-olds, were sort of around the same age. And he's like, well, now for them, the beginning of the school year, September, will always have this traumatic experience. And they will, every year through the entire life, will just think of that and fear that day and the beginning of school year. So Tim Walz spoke about common sense gun laws, right? The importance of really granting kids to have childhood and be responsible, right? And we just heard that the father of this shooter, the 14-year-old shooter, got charged as well. And that is where it actually has to come down to. Somebody has to be responsible. There is no it's a 14-year-old getting parents' gun, right? Getting a hold of it. So it wasn't kept safe. It wasn't kept away. You don't know what your child is doing. You don't have any idea. You don't have any control. And I know it is difficult, but somebody has to be responsible, because if somebody gets charged, others will be more aware of this, right? So ultimately, Tim Walz talked about what is the game plan now. Take a look.
From all over making it work. So look, here's our job. The ball's in our hands. This is our time. Our job's to do the blocking and tackling of politics. Inch at a time, yard at a time, phone call at a time, door knock at a time, $5 donation at a time, one rally at a time, whatever it takes. So look, we're in the game. The momentum's behind us. It doesn't matter if it's a beautiful night in Erie. Doesn't matter if it's in Las Vegas with 109 degrees. It doesn't matter if it was in a field in western Wisconsin. People all across this country are coming out and saying, enough with the pessimism, enough with the shit talk in this country, and let's find a new way forward.
Enough with the shit talking. So Keith says, The clips barely scratched the surface of an impressive speech. It's worth watching it in full. So I streamed it. Scroll down on my YouTube or Twitter. You're gonna get it there. Watch it in full. I truly, truly recommend it.